Hello, everybody, and welcome to Aiken, South Carolina, inside the USC Aiken Convocation Center, as the Nighthawk Sports Network is officially on the road for the first time in perhaps a very long time. We are so delighted to be able to do this, to travel with the North Georgia men's and women's basketball teams today, to bring you Nighthawk basketball live on the air away here in Aiken, South Carolina. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. I am Brendan Shabath. I will be with you all night for both the men's and women's Nighthawk games taking place against the Pacers of USC Aiken today. This is a big game for both teams. We've got the women coming up in about 9 short minutes here in Aiken as the Nighthawks 24-2 on the season. They're coming off a 64-51 road win at Augusta on Saturday, in which they clinched a share, at least, of the Peach Belt Conference regular season title. They are PBC champions for the 5th time in program history. So why does that make this contest against last place USC Aiken a big one tonight? Well, because the Nighthawks can win the outright PBC title with a win, no matter what second place Columbus State does tonight. So the Nighthawks can clinch the outright title, and they will serve hosting rights for the first round of the Peach Belt tournament and perhaps the semifinalists and championship should they get there. A reminder, the Peach Belt tournament has changed its format this year. The higher seed for each matchup between the 1 through 8 seeds will host the first round game. After that, and there are 4 teams left, the highest remaining seed will host the final 3 games, the 2 semifinals and the championship at their home facility. The Nighthawks looking at the 1 seed right now, hoping to host 3 Peach Belt Conference tournament games and perhaps maybe the Southeast Regional as March is just around the corner. UNG comes into today currently on a 6-game win streak. It's been a fantastic run defensively for the Nighthawks lately. The headline so far this week, Caroline Martin was the Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week. Back on Monday, she's the 6th Nighthawk to win the award this year, or the 6th instance in which a UNG player has won the award. That's the most in a season in UNG program history as winning Peach Belt Conference Players of the Week. It's the 4th time Martin has won it this season. She's the first player in program history to win the award 4 times in 1 year. UNG also enters today with some history on the line, as the Nighthawks are 10-0 on the road this season. North Georgia has never in program history gone undefeated on the road in the regular season. They have a chance to do that today here against the Pacers. The Pacers last place currently in the Peach Belt Conference. They sit at 6-20 overall, 3-13 in conference play. They're coming off a 61-48 loss at Clayton State on Saturday. That's their 5th loss in the last 6 games. This is a familiar USC Aiken team for one Nighthawk in particular, and that is Emily Truschel, a homecoming of sorts for her. She spent her first 3 years here at USC Aiken, graduated as a Pacer before transferring as a grad student to the University of North Georgia. We're just about a minute and a half away from starting lineups and national anthem here in Aiken, so we'll step aside, and when we come back, it'll be tip-off between the Nighthawks and the Pacers here on the Nighthawk Sports Network from the road in Aiken, South Carolina.
Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through.
Georgia Heart Institute is one of only 2 programs in the state offering robotic heart surgery for faster recovery. We're leading the way because Georgia's hearts are always on our minds.
That old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.
Georgia Heart Institute.
At the heart of America's gold rush stands a beacon of leadership, tradition, and excellence. A university that has always led the way, forging an environment for broad-based academics, world-class athletics, and tomorrow's military leaders. The University of North Georgia. Learning and leadership, passion and preparation, transformation and tradition. We are the University of North Georgia.
No matter how you connect.
Welcome back to Aiken, South Carolina. The Nighthawk Sports Network is on the road, and we are just about ready to get underway between the Nighthawks and the Pacers here as UNG looks to seek the outright Peach Belt Conference Championship. The Nighthawks in the road blue and white uniforms. The Pacers in their home whites with blue, navy blue, and red trim down the sides. UNG going right to left across your imagination as the ball is tipped up and out of bounds. The Nighthawks will start with it as the reigning Peach Belt Player of the Week. Caroline Martin has it on the left wing. Now slides over to the right side, kick to the left wing to the freshman Avery Jones. Truschel, Ansley Hall, Kendall Eminer, the starting five for UNG. Martin gets it off a screen from Truschel, back to the left elbow. Now back Truschel at the top of the key. Spins into the lane, goes up with 5 on the clock. The hook shot is good. Off the window and in. Emily Truschel starting the day with a bucket for the Nighthawks. It's a 2-0 lead after the first possession. Paris Webster with it across the timeline. Left side it goes to Destiny Harmon, the sophomore from Floyd, Virginia. Also in the starting lineup, Rhiannon Zaller. And a foul down low called on the Nighthawks. Clock stop 15 on Aiken's first offensive possession. Rounding out the starting lineup, number 22, Riley Simmons, a freshman from Canton, Georgia. Destiny Harmon, Paris Webster, Rhiannon Zaller, and also Serena Baker, a sophomore out of Kettering, Ohio. A young Aiken lineup. That shot in the corner on the inbound from Harmon is no good as she got it right back. The rebound by Truschel. Caroline Martin the other way. Caroline Martin with a lane to the right side. Goes up. No whistle, but made it through the contact anyways. Caroline Martin puts the Nighthawks in front 4-0 with a coast-to-coast layup. Now back left to right with it is Webster, leading the Pacers in assists per game at 2.5 this season. Simmons, right wing, cross the court to Webster in front of the UNG bench. She'll pull up off a screen. Air ball on the three-point attempt, out of bounds. Last touched by Baker. Ball back to the Nighthawks. Really good defense early in this one, and that has been UNG's calling card as of late, is their defense this season, especially in the last 6 games. 4-0 Nighthawks lead. The ball down low to Eminer on the right block. Back out to Jones, the freshman for 3. Got it! Avery Jones cans it from downtown. Nighthawks are 3 for 3 from the floor, and USC Aiken's head coach Mark Miller needs a timeout. 7-0 UNG in front in the early goings. They'll take a timeout here in Aiken. We will take it with them. Nighthawks out to a blazing hot start with a make in their first 3 shots from the floor. We'll be right back in a moment here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
No matter how you connect, ETC delivers fast, reliable internet and secure, powerful Wi-Fi choices for your home. For intense gaming, easy sharing, and buffer-free streaming on every device, all at once. With local experts ready to help. Connect to faster internet. Connect to awesome Wi-Fi. Connect to now. Call or visit etcnow.com to upgrade your internet today.
Welcome back to the Nighthawk Sports Network on the road from Aiken, South Carolina. UNG leading 7-0 at the first timeout. Mark Miller, the 9-year head coach of the Pacers, calling a quick timeout to get his team right after they gave up 3 quick buckets to North Georgia. They come back down the other way, and quickly Serena Baker posts up on the right block and scores over Eminer off the glass. Nighthawks quickly the other way. Truschel with it at the top of the key. Martin left wing, 3-pointer, quick release, and left it short. Caroline Martin out of bounds, looks to her bench and says sorry for the miss. I think they'll take a Caroline Martin 3-point attempt 10 times out of 10. Right elbow, Zaller with it. Looking left, finds a curling Harmon off a couple stagger screens. Harmon picks up her dribble inside the 3-point line, shoots and scores from about 19 feet. Destiny Harmon makes 2 quick buckets for the Pacers. It's 7-4 now. Nighthawks in front, left wing Jones. In the corner, Ansley Hall looking to her right with a right-handed dribble. Fakes the handoff to Martin, now gets into the lane. Truschel swirling around Jones as she hands it off. Now down low, kick out. Jones with it on the right wing. Top of the key, Truschel. She sets, 10 on the shot clock. Jab step left. In and out move, pulls it back. Hall left wing. She fires a 3. Ansley Hall, nothing but net. Late in the shot clock, buries one. That was a good defensive possession for the Pacers. Instead, it's 3 for UNG. 10-4 Nighthawk lead. Free throw line, and Hall nearly took it away from Baker, and a tie-up. Possession favors USC Aiken. It'll stay right here. If you missed it in the pregame show, a homecoming of sorts today for UNG's second leading scorer, Emily Truschel. Spent 3 seasons here with the Pacers. Graduated from USC Aiken in 3 years before grad transferring to UNG last season. Knows this team in this area well. Top of the key, it's inbounded. Harmon has it, now left wing. Truschel guarding Riley Simmons. Down low, Kendall Eminer took it away as Mackenzie Lott tried to post up. Now it's left side, Martin in transition. Right angle drive, stops at the right elbow. Finds Jones, nearly lost the pass. Down low, Eminer. Kick out to Hall. Extra pass, Martin's open for 3 on the left side. That's good! Lighting it up from downtown. Caroline Martin with a triple. 13-4, Nighthawks in front. Right side, Hall took it away from Simmons. In transition, 3-on-3. Right wing, Martin stops on the baseline. Cross court to Truschel, back outside the three-point line in the wing. Her cross court pass to Jones, now the extra to Martin once more. She misses the 3 from the right corner, but the long rebound by Eminer in the corner. She grabbed it and then was pushed in the back by Rhiannon Zaller. So it's an offensive foul, or a defensive foul, on Zaller. The ball will stay with North Georgia as a couple subs will check in for the Pacers. 6:13 on the clock, 13-4, Nighthawks lead. It'll be an inbound just to our left at the end of the scorer's table here on the near side of the USC Aiken Convocation Center. It's inbounded from Martin to Hall. She looks to her right as Eminer tries to set up a screen. Good defense, though, from Paris Webster as Hall can't work to the screen. Webster all over that. Kickback Truschel. She'll fire a 3 and drill it. The USC Aiken defense doesn't matter. The Nighthawk offense is simply better. Late in the clock, another good defensive possession, and the Nighthawks score another 3, 16-4. UNG 4 of 6 from downtown already in this game. Good quick drive around the defense from Serena Baker. It's 16-6 as she makes the layup on the left side. Nighthawks pushing the tempo up the floor, and Truschel traveled as she got it outside the three-point line, tried to shot fake and drive, took too many steps. That's the turnover, and the second of the game for UNG. 5:35 to play here in the first quarter. Truschel and Eminer will sit down. Ava McLaughlin and Jalea Storr checking in. McLaughlin, the sophomore from Cumming, Georgia, in her second season in a Nighthawk uniform. Jalea Storr transferred from GCSU last year. Georgia Southwestern the year before that. First season with the Nighthawks. She's been a very good piece off the bench for them. Webster with it, right on the NCAA logo on the near side, looking to her left as North Georgia dropped into a zone, it looked like, for a moment. I think it is still man-to-man. Back out Webster, 10 on the clock. They got to find something. Zaller tried to set a screen. Webster denies it. Now kick back out to Sammy Bardenero. Down low, Zaller with it on the block. Fade away with 2 on the clock, and she scores it. Good 6-foot jumper on the fade over McLaughlin. 16-8 now. 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter in Aiken. Right corner, Jones with it, receiving the pass from Hall. Tries to drive on her defender. Kicks back out to Martin. Nearly taken away by Bardenero, but Martin keeps it. Hall sets a screen for Martin to work to her left, picks up her dribble. Hall gets it on the right wing from Martin. Looking in the middle of the floor, right in front of the Aiken bench. She'll drive, angle to the left, bounce pass down low. How did McLaughlin get that basketball? What a feed from Ansley Hall. UNG's leading assister dishes another dime. It's 18-8. Jaya Nelson on the left wing now. Kendall Parker, she hands it off to. Parker takes the 3, rattles out. Long rebound gets tipped out, and Webster finds it a second chance for the Pacers. The shot clock resets to 20. Game clock at 4:16. Left side now. Nelson down low, going up strong and making the layup is Bardenero, the sophomore from Vandalia, Ohio, converts on the hook. It's 18-10. Aiken hanging around. And Jones lost it out of bounds. Ball slipped through her hands as she received the pass from Hall on the right wing. It deflected off the referee. The referee is considered in the rule book as out of bounds if they are near the baseline like that. So it's a turnover out of bounds for the Nighthawks. It goes back to USC Aiken. Everybody was ready for a media timeout, so there's a slight pause. We actually took the media timeout earlier when Mark Miller called the timeout in the first 2 minutes. So at 4 minutes to go, USC Aiken inbounds down by 8. Handoff goes to Bardenero. She comes off a screen. Step back 3. Looks like it might have got tipped by Hall. Rebound comes down to Truschel. She looks up the floor and pushes. with a right-handed dribble across the timeline. She goes left to Jalea Storr. Now Martin swirling around the wing. Slip, lost the ball. Hall picked it up. Martin's on the deck. A whistle comes in. Didn't see the signal. I think there's a foul on USC Aiken. There is. It goes on Sammy Bardenero, her first, as Avery Jones will check back in place of Caroline Martin. Jones will inbound it left of the scorer's table here on the near side. Jones, one of the leading scoring freshmen in the Peach Belt Conference this season, inbounds it to Hall. Hall with 14 on the clock. Directs traffic on the offense and a foul down low. This is also on the Pacers. I believe they get this on Destiny Harmon. No, correction, that's on Jaya Nelson. Nelson, the senior out of Tucson, Arizona. One of only 4 transfers on this USC Aiken roster full of 16 players. Pretty rare you see that in NCAA sports nowadays. Inbound Truschel, layup, no good. She sent it too strong over the right side of the rim. Rebound to Harmon. USC Aiken coming the other way, down by 8. 3:20 to go in the opening. Top of the key with it, Parker. Truschel guarding her. Parker trying to direct traffic. Here's Hufford now, left wing. Bardenero. Harmon swirls around. Bardenero slides with a right-handed dribble around the arc. Lifts it back to Parker. She'll take a pull-up jumper. Basket waved off as she made the shot. Foul before that down low on the Nighthawks. And they're going to get Truschel here. And she'll check out as Caroline Martin will check in. That's 2 quick fouls on Truschel, so she will likely sit for the rest of the quarter. The only 2 fouls on UNG so far here in the opening frame. Ball inbounded to Nelson, top of the key, Parker. Bardenero left wing in front of Buffy Burson and the all-blue Nighthawk bench. Nelson, top of the key, 5 on the clock, picks up her dribble, cross-court. Harmon has to let it go, way off on the right side. Hall found it and deflected it as she was falling out of bounds off of a Pacer. Great athletic play, rebounding it and saving it to give the possession back to the Nighthawks. Hall across the timeline, ahead of the USC Aiken logo on the top of your imagination across your screen. Martin down on the left block, goes! Score it plus the foul. Caroline Martin just went right at Destiny Harmon down low on the left block. Went through her for the layup, made it plus the contact. She'll go to the line. Martin, 17 plus points per game this year, leads the Nighthawks as she leaves the free throw short. Rebound snatched down by Gracie Hufford. 2:30 to go in the first quarter. Nighthawks with a 10-point lead. Parker, left-handed dribble with Martin on her, stops at the left elbow, kicks it into the corner. Hufford steps into a 15-footer and drops it down off the back of the iron. 20-12, 2:10 to go. Hall across half court. Leaves it for Martin on the backside. Jones left elbow, crosses over, gets into the lane. Bounce pass, McLaughlin on the other side is good. What a move. Crossover on the left lane. Bounce pass to the other side of the key from Jones, and McLaughlin converts it off the glass. 22-12, Nighthawks back up by 10. Parker, top of the key, now outside the three-point line to Bardenero, who hands off to Destiny Harmon, Harmon swirling around, trying to drive, but nowhere to go. She throws it in the corner to Bardenero, who's standing out of bounds. Turnover for Aiken. That's their 4th of the game. That was their undoing in their last 61-48 loss at Clayton State on Saturday. Largely beat Clayton State in a lot of box score categories, but had 27 turnovers in that game that led to 26 points for the Lakers. 22-12 our score. Carly Fahey just into the game with the ball in the right corner, hands off to a curling Jalea Storr. Fahey gets it back on top of the NCAA logo, high and right. Now goes back to Martin at the top of the key. Around the perimeter, Martin crossover drive, pull-up jumper just inside the free throw line, rims out, no, Martin got the miss, put it back, missed it again, and it's pulled down by Baker. Pacers the other way as Webster is back in. Webster weaving through the defense, throws up a floater, no, McLaughlin, good defense, she also got the board, and the Nighthawks going back the other way, 65 seconds in this first quarter. Flip back Storr in transition, rhythm, 3, got it! Jalea Storr hits the shot, Martin the assist, 13-point lead for the Nighthawks. Under 50 seconds. Webster picks up her dribble way near the top of the key, almost by the volleyball line. Left wing it goes to Harmon. in the corner. Baker trying to work on Fahey. Snuffed there. Hufford floats to the front of the lane. Missed the floater as she got the bounce pass from Harmon. Jalea Storr the other way. She'll slowly cross half court, stop on the volleyball line. About a 6-second difference between the two clocks, so this will not be the last possession of the first half. Storr nearly lost the ball on the left wing, picks up her dribble, has to get rid of it. Jones is covered. Fahey's open on the other side of the court, and that's where she goes. Right back to Storr on the left wing. 8 on the clock now. Jones has it near the short corner. Jones driving, stops on the left elbow. Broke her defender's ankles, missed the shot, but McLaughlin got it back. Goes up quickly and is fouled. Clock stops at 8.3 as Ava McLaughlin will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Foul on Sammy Bardenero. That's her second. She'll check out. Livy Blackstock taking the place of Caroline Martin with 8 seconds to go here in the first quarter. McLaughlin at the line, 41% free throw shooter this season. Had a good week last week in the road win at Georgia Southwestern on Monday, which was a very big one for UNG 9 days ago. Had a season-high 12 points, 5 made field goals. Also played 25 minutes. She splits the pair, makes the first, misses the second as the rebound comes down to the Pacers. Webster with 3, with 2, all the way to the cup with 1, lays it in off the glass. Paris Webster, assertive bucket right at the end of the quarter to make it 26-14. Nighthawks dominant offensively. They shoot 63% in the quarter, 10 for 16, and 5 for 7 from deep. Every Nighthawk that attempted a 3 made one, as UNG shoots 71% from deep to lead it by 12 after the first quarter here on the Nighthawk Sports Network from Aiken, South Carolina, on the road for the first time this season. Glad you're here with us. Stick around. We'll be right back in a moment with the second quarter here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Welcome back to Aiken, South Carolina on the Nighthawk Sports Network. UNG up 26-14, start of the second quarter here from the USC Aiken Convocation Center. Carly Fahey drives from the right wing, stops on the baseline, kicks to Eminer, who kicks out to Jones for 3 and misses. A rare Nighthawk miss from downtown so far in this game. Pull-up jumper on the left elbow, not taken there by Riley Simmons. She dishes it instead to Zaller. Now Zaller kicks back out to Webster at the top of the key. Webster picks up her dribble. Fahey pressures. Now right wing Zaller. Down low. Baker goes up, makes it. Good layup from Serena Baker off the glass on the right block. And USC Aiken gets the first points of the second quarter, 26-16. Nighthawks not out there with their starters at the start of the second quarter. Instead, it's the 5 who were on the floor at the end of the first. Livy Blackstock with the ball right now. Kick back to Jalea Storr. Also Kendall Eminer, Carly Fahey, and the freshman Avery Jones, who has it now. She drives the lane on the left side. Missed the shot, and the rebound is pulled down by Zaller, who is top 3 in the conference in that category. She's now got it on the right wing the other way. Simmons, top of the key. Harmon, shot fake, extra pass. Webster's open on the left wing, and it's good. 5 quick points for USC Aiken. Buffy Burson visibly upset on the sideline, 26-19 as Carly Fahey crosses half court the other way. Storr back to Fahey on the right wing. Fahey drives baseline all the way in the corner. It goes around to Blackstock. Top of the key, Jones. Storr looks to her left. Hesitation dribble. Blackstock outside the perimeter. Back to Storr right now on the wing. Fahey. Storr drives, stops in the lane, and an offensive foul called on Jalea Storr. Said she stuck that arm out as a bit of a stiff arm, trying to get position in the lane. And UNG scoreless on its first 2 possessions of the second quarter, and Buffy Burson has already seen enough. She will take a timeout and we will take it with her. 8:24 to play here in the first half. Nighthawks 26-19, but USC Aiken a 5-0 run to start this second quarter right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Welcome back to Aiken, South Carolina. 26-19 Nighthawks in front of the Pacers right now, but a 5-0 run for USC Aiken to start this second quarter. Nighthawks scoreless and nearly get a turnover right there as Webster tried to feed Baker but lost it. And an ankle breaker for Paris Webster. Falls down, missed the shot at the top of the key. Rebound comes down to Serena Baker, out of bounds off the Nighthawks as she tried to put it back up. So stays 26-19, 8:08 on the clock. And USC Aiken will inbound on the S in Pacers on the right side baseline. It'll be Destiny Harmon, the sophomore, to send it in. Harmon coming off an 11-point performance in the loss to Clayton State. One of the better marks in that game. Webster, top of the key. Right side on the wing, it goes to Simmons. Cross court, Webster. On the elbow, they find Zaller. Zaller, and nearly had it taken away. Hall just steps in, reaches for the basketball like she's trying to strip it, and forces a tie-up. Possession arrow favors the Nighthawks. It goes back the other way. Great defensive play by Ansley Hall. And they say the arrow was actually pointing the wrong way, so it's going to stay with USC Aiken. Not a turnover. 7:57 to go, 20 on the shot clock. And as of right now, it looks like that's where those two clocks are going to stay. They're going to try to get them sorted. Nope, they go back to 10 on the shot clock. So 10 seconds for the Pacers to shoot on the inbound. It'll be Simmons on the left side of the basket. Inbounds in that corner to Webster. Looking at the top, Martin on her. Goes to the short corner, Zaller on that far side. Zaller working with the right hand. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Long rebound comes out to Fahey. Good defensive stop for the Nighthawks. They needed that. Up the floor, Martin just taking bench. Back now here on the near side. Jones with it on the wing. Jones guarded by Simmons, sliding to her right. Gets an open lane, drives, kicks to Hall for a three in the corner. No good. Zaller boxes out Eminer well and gets the board. Webster in transition. Lob pass down low. Tipped by Hall. Out of bounds, nearly taken away. It'll stay with USC Aiken. 7:27 on the clock. Still 26-19, 7-point Nighthawk lead. Baker checks out for the Pacers. Jaya Nelson checks back in. Harmon will inbound on the near side baseline. Goes to that near side corner, gets it right back from Zaller on the handoff. Harmon on the wing. Open in the corner is Nelson. Bounce pass down low. Zaller double teamed. Martin nearly taken away. Lost ball and a foul. Caroline Martin, just too much contact. She nearly had a perfect steal as Zaller didn't see her coming. Instead, it's a foul on UNG's leading scorer in Caroline Martin. And we'll inbound from the same spot again. This time it goes to the wing to Simmons. Webster at the top now, outside the perimeter. Back to the right wing with Nelson. Nelson has Martin on her, picks up her dribble, right elbow Zaller. Now at the top of the key, drives along the right side of the lane line, spins back to the left, into the lane, left the shot short over Eminer, who grabs the rebound and gives it up to Fahey. Nighthawks running back the other way. All top of the key. Stops on the right elbow, crosses over, back to the left side, picked up her dribble, lost ball, but a foul called on Riley Simmons. Questionable call there. UNG maybe a little bit fortunate. Could have been a turnover. Instead, Simmons whistled for the contact. First foul for USC Aiken this quarter. 2 for UNG so far. Inbound on the left side of the baseline. Hall throws it in. It's deflected off of Jones, but right to Eminer. 16 on the clock. It finds Fahey at the top. Fahey goes to Martin, who drives down the left side, puts it up with the right hand over her defender, Harmon. No. Tipped out of bounds. Last touched by Martin, they say. Back the other way on the miss. UNG still scoreless here in this second period. 0 for 4 from the floor, 0 of 2 from deep. Top of the key, 3 from Simmons. Misses on the front of the rim. Kicks off the backboard and comes down between a trio of Nighthawks. Martin is the one that snares it. She takes it all the way up the floor, stops at the top of the key, kicks it back to Jones as she picks up the dribble. Jones holding her dribble with Nelson, finds Fahey. Fahey driving to the left on an angle, turns the corner, down low, bounce pass, Eminer in the lane. Good job by Carly Fahey. Patience with the basketball, and she feeds Eminer for the bucket. Webster on the near side volleyball line, left to the top of the key with Simmons. Simmons looking to her right, waves a player through, now goes to the right wing to Webster. They're trying to feed Zaller. Zaller sets a screen for Webster. Hall stays there, right wing. Webster will pull it back. Zaller going to screen one more time for Webster to go to her left. She denies it, drives right. Hall knocked it away down low. Great defensive stand by Ensley Hall. She thought it was out of bounds off of Paris Webster. They say Hall was the last one to touch it, so with a 9-point lead, UNG will have to defend for 7 more seconds as USC Aiken will inbound baseline near side. Atop the S in Pacers, Nelson stands waiting for the basketball from the official. The other officials cleaning up some debris that was on the floor, and now we're ready to play. Nelson ready to inbound. Hesitates, took a while to get it in. They find Zaller on the right block. She turns around, kisses it off the window on the fadeaway jumper. By Rhiannon Zaller. She's got 6 points, tied with Baker for the leading scorer for the Pacers so far. It's 28-21, 7-point Nighthawk lead, 5.5 minutes to play here in the opening half. Jones with it on the left wing. She flips it to Hall, who drives with her right hand into the lane, goes up strong. Lot of contact, no call. Had the shot blocked. Zaller flipped it to Webster. In transition, taken away by Fahey right from the get back for the Nighthawks. Now Fahey all the way in transition. Bounce pass again. Eminer scores it on the left side off the window. Carly Fahey driving and dishing for the last 2 Nighthawk hoops. 30-21. It's a 9-point Nighthawk lead. Aiken hanging around. 5:09 to go here in the second quarter. 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here. How about Carly Fahey, the last 2 possessions? Patience with the basketball. The senior drives and finds Eminer as she draws 2 defenders for back-to-back buckets from the sophomore forward, Kendall Eminer, who is now up to 4 points. Martin leads the way with 7 points for UNG so far in this game. We talked about the defense for the Nighthawks in the last few contests. In the last 6 games, in which all of which UNG has won, a 6-game win streak, they have held opponents to 56 points per game, 38% shooting from the floor, and an unbelievable 21% from downtown. Right now, USC Aiken, 45% from the floor. They're 1 of 6 from deep, but 21 points with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. The Nighthawk defense not where it has been on this 6-game winning streak. Webster takes it across the timeline and dishes it to Simmons on the right wing. Zaller sets a screen for Webster to pull up jumper, and no good. It rebounds all the way out to the corner for Nelson to find it. Just went over the outstretched hands of Caroline Martin. Shot clock resets. Aiken with a second chance. Webster, top of the key, left side, curling Simmons, poked away from behind by Hall, just took it. Now Hall in transition all alone, over Webster, missed it. Great defense by Paris Webster, not to foul. Pacers rebound, come back the other way. With it is Parker. Stops outside the three-point line on the right side. Simmons finds Zaller at the free throw line. Double team, nearly had it taken away. Instead, she'll just rise and fire over Jalea Storr and miss it. Rebound comes off the back iron down to Hall near the elbow. She takes it the other way. Hall kick back to Martin, top of the key. She looked at the 3. Instead, she'll drive all the way to the lane. Bounce pass down low. McLaughlin's open. The drive, draw, and dish from the UNG guards is working to perfection. Martin kicks it to McLaughlin for the bucket. It's 32-21, 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Left wing three-pointer for Parker is no good as it rims out, and Fahey comes down with the rebound. Hall back to Fahey, right wing. Fahey driving to the short corner, stops, kicks back to Hall on the elbow. Now Martin top of the key. She'll take a 3 and hit. I think Caroline Martin thought it was too long since the Nighthawks last made a triple. She says, I'll take care of that, and puts her team up 14. Quick 7-0 run for the Nighthawks. 3.5 to go. Offensive foul the other way. Simmons called for the contact. 14-point lead has a chance to grow. It's the largest lead of the game right now for UNG with 3:28 to play here in the second quarter. Storr inbounds to Hall, who walks it across half court. There's a couple substitutions delayed the resume of play. Hall drives baseline, goes down low to McLaughlin. She just goes up strong above two defenders and puts it off the window and in. Ava McLaughlin up to 9 points already in this game. Second on the Nighthawks. Hall with another steal. She's all alone in transition. Makes the layup on the right side. Ansley Hall is taking over this game. It's an 18-point lead. 39-21, under 3 to go. Parker on the left wing. Crosses over around a Zahler screen. Nearly had it taken away. Martin comes and gets the loose ball. She's all alone. She makes the layup. 20-point Nighthawk lead. Parker, right wing. Drives towards the corner, now pulls it back. Gets to the elbow, into the lane, goes up with the left hand, and misses. McLaughlin just snatches the rebound from Zahler. What a tough board. Hall, one-handed baseball pass up the floor to Fahey on the left wing. She'll drive her on the right side, tries to throw up a hook shot. That got stuffed by Baker right at the block, and she grabs the rebound as well, flips it for Parker, who takes it across half court. Parker stops at the top of the key, back to Baker on the wing. Baker moves off a screen from Zahler to the left. Shot blocked by McLaughlin as she tried to take the pull-up J inside the three-point line. Fahey grabbed the board on the block, and Ansley Hall will catch their breath. As we're under 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, Hall slowly takes it across half court. She stops on the volleyball line. 20-point Nighthawk advantage. Ansley Hall, 5 points, 4 assists, 3 steals already. Moves right off of McLaughlin's screen, stops at the right elbow. Inside the three-point line, she kicks back out to Martin at the top of the key. Her three-pointer from the top just misses as it clanks off the front rim, and it's rebounded by the Pacers. 90 seconds left. Zahler, right side, Harmon. Looking down low for Baker, trying to post up Storr. She can't get position. It goes to Bardonero, who just chucks up a leaning shot, and she missed it, though, and a foul on McLaughlin as she tried to stop Zahler from kicking the offensive rebound back out to the top of the key. Clock stopped at 1:15. Avery Jones and Livy Blackstock are going to check back in. Gracie Hufford and Paris Webster also back on the floor for USC Aiken. Bardonero inbounds to Webster in the right short corner. Her jump shot from 12 feet misses short, and a nice rebound by Jalea Storr. Jalea Storr been really good this season rebounding off the bench for the Nighthawks. Averages 3 rebounds per game in her 17 minutes per game this year. Blackstock right corner. Pass intended for McLaughlin, went all the way through the defense, and Jones finds it on the other side of the floor. Now Storr driving left lane line, kick out Jones, cross court, 3, good! Avery Jones on a nice feed from Storr, late in the shot clock again. 23-point advantage. Jones has 6 now. Both of her makes have come from downtown, and a costly turnover the other way by USC Aiken. Miscommunication between Webster and Bardonero. As Webster went to pass it, Bardonero left, and the ball just sails out of bounds. Under 30 seconds. 5-second difference between the shot and game clock. Ansley Hall going to take her time on the USC Aiken Pacers logo near half court. Slides to the right of the circle now as Paris Webster tries to force the issue defensively. McLaughlin screens for Hall. Left wing, Blackstock down low. McLaughlin shimmies off the left shoulder and puts up the right hook and puts it in. Ava McLaughlin is cooking. 11 points in this game. She's 5 for 5 from the floor. And they won't get a shot off the other way as Hufford was absolutely stifled by McLaughlin down low. 46-21 the lead for UNG at halftime. Their largest lead of the game, 25 points. They end the half on an 18-0 run to lead at 46 at the break. Halftime, 15 minutes. We'll bring you some stats and numbers during the break, so stick around on the Nighthawk Sports Network, live on the road from USC Aiken, as UNG seeks the PBC outright regular season championship tonight with the win. They're up 46-21 at the half. Stick around. We'll be back for more on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
At the heart of America's gold rush stands a beacon of leadership, tradition, and excellence. A university that has always led the way, forging an environment for broad-based academics, world-class athletics, and tomorrow's military leaders. The University of North Georgia. Learning and leadership, passion and preparation, transformation and tradition. We are the University of North Georgia.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
To national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
Welcome back to the Nighthawk Sports Network. About 7 minutes from resuming the second half, and boy, what a first half it was. The Nighthawks led 26-14 after the first quarter. They got out to a quick 7-0 start. Mark Miller, head coach of the Pacers, was forced to call a quick timeout, and it was really all UNG in the first quarter. In the second quarter, USC Aiken started 5-0. And North Georgia didn't score for the first 3 or 4 minutes. They end the quarter and the half on an 18-0 run over the final 5:47. It was a 20-2 run over the final 8:53 of that first half. So they now lead it by 25, 46-21 at the break. Caroline Martin leads the way with 12 points in that first half for UNG. Was 5 of 11 from the floor, 2 of 5 from downtown. She also chipped in 2 rebounds and 2 assists. How about the first half for Ava McLaughlin? McLaughlin has a season high of 12 points, a career high of 14. She actually scored that season high 12, as we mentioned when she was at the free throw line earlier, just last Monday on the road at Georgia Southwestern in what was a big win for the Nighthawks. Season high 12 points. She has 11 in the first half. She's 5 of 5 from the floor. She also leads UNG with 5 rebounds, also a block. An unbelievable first half from McLaughlin. A lot of it came on some key feeds from the UNG guards, including Caroline Martin and the assist leader in the first half, Ansley Hall. 5 points for her, 4 assists already. She averages 4.5 per game, but as of late, she has been absolutely stellar for UNG. And she has 4 already in this first half. 3 steals as well for Hall. She was everywhere defensively as UNG limits the Pacers to 35% shooting from the floor and 1 of 6 from downtown. It's a USC Aiken team that, if you missed it in the first half or in the open of the broadcast, has struggled this season statistically. We mentioned the record 6-20 on the year, 3-13 in conference play. There is not a single player on this USC Aiken team who averages more than 10 points per game. They've only got one shooting over 40% from the floor. That's Rhiannon Zeller. Only one shooting over 30% from deep. Not one player on their 16-person roster who meets the minimums for three-point shooting is shooting more than 30% from downtown. The only one is Riley Simmons, who's shooting 42%. 5 Pacers average more than 2 turnovers per game this season. Just to give you a little bit of context for North Georgia, the entire starting 5, Ansley Hall, Avery Jones, Emily Truschel, Kendall Eminer, and Caroline Martin, all average 8.7 points per game or more. 4 players on UNG shooting 40% or greater from the floor this season, and 3 shooting 39% or greater from downtown. We talked about the defense that UNG has had in this 6-game winning streak. That has been a key piece. It's been so easy to highlight the aggressive offense that they have had this year, but it's the defense that has really shut down some of the best offenses in the Peach Belt Conference. In their 6-game win streak, we mentioned 56 opponent points per game, 38% shooting from the floor, 21% from deep. Those numbers are just unbelievable. But not only are those the numbers, they're coming against the top offenses in the conference. Of those 6 games, 4 of them have been against a team that was in the top 3 of the Peach Belt Conference offensively so far this season. We saw the steals, 6 of them in the first half for UNG as well. A total of 9 USC Aiken turnovers, only 3 for the Nighthawks in the 6-game win streak. UNG forcing an average of 17 turnovers per game. On the USC Aiken side, Serena Baker leads the scorers with 6 points. Rhiannon Zeller has 5 rebounds and a block, and the assist leader is Jaya Nelson with 2. A 46-21 lead for the Nighthawks. They're currently actively on an 18-0 run over the last 5 minutes and 47 seconds, and in a few minutes they'll see if they can pick up where they left off in the second half right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network on the road from USC Aiken.
I need to try it first.
At the heart of America's gold rush stands a beacon of leadership, tradition, and excellence. A university that has always led the way, forging an environment for broad-based academics, world-class athletics, and tomorrow's military leaders. The University of North Georgia. Learning and leadership, passion and preparation, transformation and tradition. We are the University of North Georgia.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through.
Georgia Heart Institute is one of only 2 programs in the state offering robotic heart surgery for faster recovery. We're leading the way because Georgia's hearts are always on our minds.
That old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.
Georgia Heart Institute.
Hey there, sports fans. Ready to unlock incredible hotel deals? Get a free membership and save up to 50%. Stay grand. Spend less. The simplest site. The best unpublished hotel deals. PeachBeltTravel.com.
Welcome back to the Nighthawk Sports Network. 46-21, your halftime score. Just about ready to begin the second half. The 2 teams will switch sides, so North Georgia in the all-blue road uniforms with the white checkering down the side and the script Nighthawks in white with the white numbering across the chest will go left to right across your radio. The Pacers in their home whites with navy blue Pacers and their numbers across the chest with the red outline and a navy blue and red zigzag stripe down the side with a white A on the hip of the shorts. We'll go right to left. North Georgia basketball to start. Emily Truschel inbounds to Avery Jones, and we are back underway here in the second half. Down low, Jones. Kick out to Caroline Martin at the top of the key. She drives on Destiny Harmon, scoops up with the right hand and puts it in. Caroline Martin right where she was in the first half. First bucket for North Georgia in the second. A game-high 14 points for her right now. Her scoring has been an absolute tear lately. Recently moved up to third in North Georgia scoring history in the Division II era in UNG women's basketball. Good pass down low from Rhiannon Zaller. Finds Serena Baker open on the back door right in front of the lane, and she makes the layup, 48-23. Truschel, top of the key. She sat most of that second quarter, might have been all of it actually, with 2 fouls and miscommunication with her and Jones as she tried to float to the corner. Jones threw it to the wing, and it's out of bounds past the outstretched arms of Truschel. Turnover. 9-16. Pacers with a chance to get within this 25-point deficit. Harmon, left wing, slides around the perimeter to the right. Cross-court pass to Webster. On top of the logo, Webster, pull-up jumper inside the lane. Good. Harris Webster, tough shot. Ansley Hall was all over that, but she somehow still got it off and still made it. Hall, baseball pass up the floor. Martin for 3 on the left wing. No. Rebound comes down to Webster. She snares it. Truschel nearly stole it away as Webster went behind the back and dribbled it off her hip, but she corrals it and throws it up the floor across half court to Harmon. Harmon, backdoor bounce pass feed to Webster. Webster, backhand pass to Zaller, who threw it off the backboard and too strong. Eminer the rebound as Truschel comes across half court with it. Now Martin at the top of the key. Crossover, drives, right side, goes up. And no whistle for the foul. Looks like Martin may have taken a shot in the midsection. It does go out of bounds off of her. So back to the Pacers. 48-25, 23 points the lead. Kendall Parker back in. 0 for 3 from the floor in that first half she was. Left wing she goes to Sammy Bardonero. Bardonero had 2 points in the opening half. Down low, they find Baker up and good. Off the glass, she goes through Caroline Martin, posting up down low. Quickly, Jones open, up the floor, right wing 3, left it short. Hall, the putback tip in is good. Ansley Hall, all 5'7" of her, leapt above everybody else and put the off the glass on the offensive rebound. What an impressive play. What an impressive game from the senior, and Mark Miller takes a timeout. First called timeout of the second half means we will step aside for a media timeout here in the Nighthawk Sports Network. 7:52 to go. UNG up 50-27 over the Pacers. Welcome back to Aiken, South Carolina. 50-27 lead for the Nighthawks. A win for them, no matter what second place Columbus State does today against USC Beaufort. The Cougars are actually only up by 2 points against USC Beaufort, who is second to last in the league right now in Bluffton, South Carolina against the Sand Sharks. But no matter what happens there, if UNG holds this result, which currently stands as a 23-point lead over the Pacers, they will win the outright conference title today. They've already secured a share of it for the 5th Peach Belt regular season championship in program history. Foul down low on Kendall Eminer, so it stays with the Pacers on the baseline. The inbound with 7:41 to go. Right corner Bardenero finds Zeller and gets it right back on a handoff. Now they go to Simmons in the corner, right in front of her head coach Miller. Back to Bardenero at the NCAA logo, high and right. Baker, right wing. Zeller just inside the right elbow. Eminer on her. Strong contact from Zeller. Eminer fell back, too strong on the turnaround shot from Zeller, and Eminer the board. Good battle down low between those two. Truschel on the left wing, looking to the middle of the lane, and nowhere to go. She'll go back around the perimeter to Martin. Martin kick back. Truschel was open for three for a moment, decided not to take it. She goes to Hall on the left wing. Hall, good crossover, gets past Baker, bounce pass down low, tried to feed it through two defenders, and it's taken away. Up the floor, Baker wasn't quite ready for the full court heave from Kendall Parker. It tips off her fingertips, the baseline out of bounds. Back to UNG, 6:56 to play, 50-27, Nighthawks in front. Corner, Hall hands off to Jones. Jones finds Emily on the left block. Good position on Baker. Gets into the lane, puts up the right hook. Left it too short, and Baker a good box out for the rebound. Parker got it from Baker up the floor to Bardenero. Down low, Zeller had position on Eminer. Goes up on the turnaround and makes it off the window. Rhiannon Zeller, junior out of Beecher, Illinois. Playing well tonight for the Pacers. Zeller has 6 points so far. Kick out Martin. She's open for three at the top of the key. Doesn't make it. And the rebound to Parker. Nearly lost her dribble up the floor on the right wing. She stops, kicks back to Baker. Reversed around the other way to Bardenero. Down low, Zeller going to try to go to work again against Eminer. Into the paint, turnaround shot. Eminer, good defense all over it this time. And it glances off the backboard and the rim to Jones for the rebound. Truschel the other way. Left wing. Martin in front of the bench, drives baseline. Good first step, and fouled hard down low. Believe they're going to get Bardenero. And instead, they actually give it to Zeller. That's her second foul of the game. She will check out, so will Serena Baker. We mentioned nobody on USC Aiken averaging over 10 points per game. Serena Baker, for what it's worth, team at 9.9, and Rhiannon Zeller just a little bit behind at 9.3 points per game. But it is still interesting to see no team or a team with no players in double-digit scoring at this point in the year. Martin made one free throw, the second one, so it's 51-29, 5:45 to go. Kendall Parker, the graduate guard, back with it the other way. Right wing. She goes to Harmon and gets it right back in a handoff. Now Harmon floating for a three at the top of the key. She isn't open because Hall defended it well. Now Simmons. Hall nearly took it away. Picks up her dribble. Cross-court pass. Parker, right wing in front of her bench. Slides to the left off a screen. Takes the three. Misses it short. Truschel comes in for the rebound. 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Still a 51-29 UNG lead. Quiet quarter offensively for the Nighthawks. Only 5 points so far. They're 2 of 6 from the floor. Martin at the top of the key. Harmon on her. Picks up her dribble. Finds a curling Truschel into the lane. Good feed! Emily Truschel between two defenders on the backhand slip to McLaughlin, who scores it. Ava's got 13. She's one shy of a career high. McLaughlin with a season-high 13 in this game. Down low. Kick out. Parker will take the three on the left wing. No good. Martin the rebound, 4:45 to play. She crosses half court right in front of us on the near side. Crossover dribble, kick out top of the key. Hall, she'll get into the lane. Feeds it down low again. McLaughlin's got a career high 15. The guards tonight, Martin and Hall, have consistently drawn two defenders in the lane on the drive and found McLaughlin. Hard to tell from this angle. Ansley Hall might have thrown that between a defender's legs to find McLaughlin under the basket. USC Aiken makes a three on the other way. That's Destiny Harmon. She's got 5 points. Left wing, Martin behind the back dribble, stops at the block. Kick on the cross court. Fahey's open for a three. Just misses on the front of the rim. 55-32, still a 23-point lead. Top of the key, Parker. She's trying to set up Martin, who leaves her out to shoot. 20 on the shot clock. Parker slides to the right. And a foul down low. I think this is going to go on McLaughlin in her battle with Gracie Hufford, the freshman. And they will get Ava 44 with the push. But McLaughlin, 7 for 7 from the floor. team high 5 rebounds, tied with Martin for a game high 15 points. That's her career high. 55-32, 3:52 to go here in the third quarter. We'll step aside for another moment here in the Nighthawk Sports Network on the road.
No matter how you connect, ETC delivers fast, reliable internet and secure, powerful Wi-Fi choices for your home. For intense gaming, easy sharing, and buffer-free streaming on every device all at once. With local experts ready to help. Connect to faster internet. Connect to awesome Wi-Fi. Connect to now. Call or visit etcnow.com to upgrade your internet today.
Ava McLaughlin with a career-high 15 points in this game. She fouls just before the break. She's back out there with 3:52 to go here in the third quarter. She had an amazing surge at the end of last season. She had only played 3 games prior to February 21st. That's about this time a year ago. Then scored in double figures in 3 of the last 4 games of the year. She averaged 10 points and 6 rebounds on 55% shooting from the floor in the final 4 games last season. She's had a big one tonight. They inbound it and find Baker in the paint. Jalea Storr thought she had a clean block from behind, but instead Storr is called for the foul, so Baker will head to the line. 15 points, 7 made field goals. That's a career high for McLaughlin as well. She's also 1 for 2 at the stripe. Her career high in rebounds is 9. She leads the team with 5. 22-point lead. Baker keeps it at 22 as she misses the second free throw short, and the rebound tipped by Fahey out to Jones and the other way. Truschel, top of the key, left wing, Storr. Storr nearly had it poked away by Harmon, who gets on the floor, snatches it away, jump ball, and a turnover as the possession arrow favors the Pacers. Paris Webster back in the game. Top of the key, she's guarded by Fahey. Picks up her dribble. Right wing, she goes to Harmon. Harmon looking down low in the block, doesn't have anything. She slides with the dribble with the left hand to her left and finds Webster on that wing. Wing on the near side. Webster, top of the key. Hufford fumbled the catch for a second as she got it. Now spins around, picks up her dribble on the right block. Spins around a couple times, trying to find an open shot against McLaughlin. She goes to Harmon. Harmon now into the lane. 3 on the clock. Baker's just got to chuck up a late 3 and nothing but air. Really good defense for the Nighthawks on that possession. USC Aiken, 14 points in the first quarter of this game. They had just 7 on 3 of 15 shooting in the second. 12 points so far here in the Jones thought about the 3 in front of her own bench on the far side. Instead, angles on a dribble to the top of the key. Reverses back to the corner. Truschel, she'll just take a 3 over her defender. Missed it too strong as Baker was on the defense. The rebound tipped out of bounds by Hufford as Storr battled for it on the near side baseline. And it'll be UNG basketball out of bounds off of Hufford. Webster checks out, Parker back in. Fahey will inbound at the top of the S. To the right elbow, Truschel. Hands off to Jones, stopped in the paint, and Truschel threw it too far out of reach of McLaughlin down low, near the short corner, kind of between the short corner and the right block, a turnover. 2:32 to play here in the third quarter. Still a 22-point Nighthawk lead. Largest of the game was 27 at 48-21 earlier in this third period of play. Harmon left wing, top of the key. That's Hufford. She'll take a 3. Too strong, missed it deep and left. Jones another rebound. Avery Jones with 6 points and 3 rebounds in this game. Storr caught the pass, right corner 3, just a little bit short. McLaughlin and Hufford battle for the board once more, and it's off of Glock back to the Pacers. Avery Jones, we mentioned her, 6 points, 3 rebounds in this game. She leads all Peach Belt Conference freshmen in scoring. Also, UNG public address announcer Jim Stewart found the stat that since 2010, only 1 freshman has scored more in their opening season so far than Avery Jones. That was current assistant coach Julianne Sutton, who had 318 points her opening year. Jones with 6 tonight is now up to 290 in her first season. Missed shot on the other end from the Pacers. It's up the floor to Storr, who kicks back to the freshman Jones, who hands it to Fahey. Fahey on the left wing tried to feed down low to Truschel. It's tipped by Baker, and a turnover going back the other way on the Pacers steal. Step back three in transition for Bardonero, left well short. Baker found the rebound and got fouled by McLaughlin. Looked like a good defensive play from McLaughlin from behind, but Serena Baker will go back to the line where she's 1 for 2 today. She leads Aiken tonight as the only scorer in double figures with 11. McLaughlin, Storr, and Fahey all check out. Eminer, Martin, and Hall, the trio that check back in. So UNG is back to their starters with Jones and Truschel rounding out the 5. Of course, as we mentioned, Jones, those of you that know Julianne Sutton in her career, played 5 years at North Georgia, led the program to an NCAA tournament appearance in all of those years, and a Final Four appearance in 2022. She was the WBCA National Player of the Year and is the current scoring leader in the Division II era in program history. And Avery Jones, the freshman on the floor right now, is just a mere 28 points behind where Sutton was her freshman year. With plenty of season left, Truschel, what a jab step! Hits the three! Unbelievable! Ankle breaker! Center defender to touching earth! Holy cow! Truschel's chuckling on defense on the other end. It's 58-33. Play that one back. Wasn't even a dribbling ankle breaker, just a jab step. Short corner, too strong on the miss from Hufford. Way over the rim it goes. Truschel the rebound. Hall across half court on the near side. Back to Emily. Jones between the legs, gets into the lane. Truschel on the right wing. She'll now drive on Baker, get into the paint, and threw it to Eminer, who had to go retrieve it. A little bit of miscommunication there, but not a turnover. 12 on the shot clock. 20 seconds on the game clock. Hall, Truschel at the top of the key. Eminer trying to post up Hufford. Gets double teamed, just goes up with the hook. Off the glass, it swirls around and goes down for Kendall. 60-33 now. Back to its largest lead of the game for UNG at 27. Late shot from Parker right at the buzzer of the third quarter. The three is good to cut it back to 24. Somebody find the footage of that Truschel ankle breaker. Late in the third quarter, UNG up big. 60-36 on the precipice of the outright Peach Belt Conference Championship. They're 10 minutes away from the title when we return here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Welcome back to the Nighthawk Sports Network. 60-36 the score. The third quarter highlighted by 14 points from the Nighthawks. USC Aiken actually outscores the Nighthawks in that period 15-14. But the quarter highlighted by Emily Truschel with the ankle breaker against her former school. Hitting the three late in the quarter. It's a 24-point lead for UNG. Should they hang on to this massive margin, they will be crowned the outright Peach Belt Conference champions, and they will also secure the first undefeated season on the road in program history. Ansley Hall with another beautiful assist. She was stumbling, falling down on the right block, went a bounce pass with the right hand across the lane to Kendall Eminer on the other side for two. Bardonero on the right wing. Down low, she finds Zaller in the short corner on the far side. Bardonero at the top of the key, slides to her right, Throws it up, and she traveled before she got there. I think she thought she was going to get the shot off sooner, but good defense from Martin on that play. 9:16 to go, 62-36. UNG leads it. Martin and McLaughlin still tied for a game-high 15 points in this one. Leading scorer for USC Aiken is Baker with 11. Truschel trying to post up down low. She gets it, lost it through her hands. Ball got deflected right as she received the pass, and it goes back the other way. Here's Parker with it. Zaller, left wing. Jaya Nelson into the game for the first time in a while. Top of the key, Bardonero. Nelson on the left wing. They're trying to find Simmons down low, who had a mismatch, posted up against Hall, but they'll just have to settle for the three from Nelson on the left wing, who misses. Truschel has the rebound. Emily Truschel with 6 rebounds in this game. That leads all Nighthawks. Jones at the top of the key, works to the right off of Caroline Martin's screen, now goes back to Martin at the top of the key. Behind the back dribble, crossover. Martin picks it up on the right elbow. Truschel swirling around behind her, got the handoff, up with the left hand, and good. Nice bucket from Truschel, spinning off the defense. Largest lead of the game, up to 28 for UNG. 10-0 on the road this year, and should they win tonight, they can make it 11. It's never happened before, going all the way back to the NAIA in the mid-70s. The Nighthawks have never gone undefeated on the road in a season. Bardonero makes the pull-up jumper inside the three-point line to make it 64-38. Martin, she gets into the lane, goes up through the defense. Didn't know if she could see the basket as her face was being covered by the arm of Bardonero, but she still made the shot anyways. Got it right back. Offensive foul down low. I think they got Zaller. They did on a moving screen away from the ball. Turnover goes back to UNG. It's only 12 USC Aiken turnovers so far in this game, as that was Zaller's third foul. Again, they had 27 in the loss to Clayton State on Saturday. Carly Fahey back in. She crosses half court and quickly gets rid of it to Truschel beyond the volleyball line. They get it inside half court now. Top of the key, Jones. Good crossover. She denied the screen from Truschel. Kickback, pick and pop. Drilling the triple is Emily. This offense is cooking right now, ladies and gentlemen. 69 points, still 7 minutes to go. They've held USC Aiken under 40. Baker, the leading scorer, with a slim 11. Right side, Webster. Baker looking down low. She'll go across. Zaller will take a deep 2 beyond the free throw line range, about 18 feet, and miss it off the front iron. Up the floor, Truschel quickly goes to Jones. She'll feed back. Truschel, shot fake. Now she'll drive. Tried to get a bounce pass down low to Eminer, but it was defended well and taken away. Bardonero in transition across half court on the near side. She goes to the corner. Baker's open for a mid-range 2, and that's nothing but net for the Pacers' leading scorer. Quickly up the floor, Jones gets it in front of her bench, angles all the way down to the right block, throws up the hook, no. Eminer tipped it, and no one was there to grab that tip. Could have been an offensive rebound, but instead, here comes USC Aiken. Webster, good cross with the right hand on the left side is good. Paris Webster just took it coast to coast, and Buffy Burson will have none of that. 27-point lead. Buffy Burson still not happy with the team's defensive effort on that last play. She calls a timeout. They will sit down. We will take the timeout as well over here on the other side of the floor at the USC Aiken Convocation Center. The Nighthawk Sports Network is on the road for the first time this season. So glad you could join us moments away from a North Georgia win as they lead 69-42 over the Pacers.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Fourth quarter, 6:03 to play from the USC Aiken Convocation Center. 3.5 hours or so away from Dahlonega in Aiken, South Carolina. 69-42, the Nighthawks all over the Pacers in this one. They have never trailed in this game. On the verge of yet another wire-to-wire victory. They've had so many of those this season. Avery Jones with it on the volleyball line. 8 on the shot clock. She drives off a screen from McLaughlin. Kick out to Trussell at the top of the key. McLaughlin down low with 4. Turnaround Jay. McLaughlin still hasn't missed. 8 for 8 from the floor. 17 for the sophomore. Tied with Martin for a game high. Corner, Bardonero thought about the step-back 3 in front of her bench. And just throws it to the corner where Zaller is. Didn't see her from our angle over here. Thought she just threw it away for a moment. Back to Bardonero. 7 on the shot clock. She'll take a deep 3. Just left it short off the front iron. Jones a nice rebound as she gets in for it. She's got 4 boards today. Storr, left wing to Truschel. Jones in the corner. Fahey drives left. Fahey all the way to the cup. Scoop layup, no. McLaughlin tipped it, but saved by Bardonero before it goes out of bounds to grab possession for USC Aiken. Webster down low. Zaller blocked by Storr from behind. Whistle blows. She can't believe the call. It's the 3rd foul on Storr. Zaller will go back to, or will go to the free throw line. The only Pacer who has been to the free throw line today, Serena Baker, they are 1 for 4 before that make from Rhiannon Zaller in this game as a team at the free throw line. UNG has not been there a bunch either. It's been a very clean game. They're just 2 for 5. Zaller goes 2 for 2. Mackenzie Lott checks in, a senior from Chapin, South Carolina, at Chapin High School. Just her 10th game played this year with the Pacers. 5:36 to go. Nighthawks in front handedly. Storr at the top of the key. Left side to Jones. In the corner, Truschel now. Truschel guarded by Baker. Trying to direct the offense. Calls for Fahey to come get it on a handoff right in front of her bench. Back to Truschel, closer to the wing now. Truschel, crossover, driving left on Baker. Stops just outside the block. Back out top of the key beyond the perimeter. Storr drives into the lane. Stops at the left elbow. Goes up with a hook, with a hop step, and makes the floating layup. Good bucket by Jalea Storr. The step through leads to 2, 73-44. Left side, Bardonero on the wing. Down low, Zaller posting up McLaughlin. Goes off her right shoulder. McLaughlin, good defense, and somehow the foul is called. Thought she stayed straight up. Predicted Zaller, who loves the turnaround jump shot off her right shoulder. McLaughlin predicted that perfectly. Zaller went to it, and it got blocked. And instead, she's at the free throw line for 2. Rhiannon Zaller, the Peach Belt Conference leader in blocks this season with a total of 33 before tonight. 34 with her lone rejection so far in this game. 3rd in the league in blocks per game. Also top 3 in rebounds. She makes 1 of 2 at 73-45. Jones dribbled it off of Parker's foot all the way back to half court, but she picks it up before it goes over and back. Fahey off of McLaughlin's screen to her left, all the way on the block. Kick back. Storr is open for 3 on the right wing. Breakdown defensively. Jalea makes them pay. Good find from Fahey all the way on the other side of the floor, and Jalea converts on the triple. Back to a 21-point lead. 31, Largest lead of the game it is. 3:10 to go. Jones wasn't quite ready for the pass from Storr as USC Aiken missed on the other end, but she gets it now. Storr right in front of her bench near the left wing. All the way back to the volleyball line in the middle with Fahey, who will reset. Ready for a screen from McLaughlin. Fahey works to her right, takes her time, patient in the mid-range, pulls it back, and finds Truschel at the top of the key. Cross court. Jones will take a deep 3, just a little short and right. Zaller has the board, under 3 minutes to play. And a whistle. Mark Miller going to call timeout just to get some subs in there, as he has essentially conceded this one. Interesting talking to Emily Truschel on the bus ride over, who played for head coach Mark Miller 2 seasons ago in her first 3 years at USC Aiken. Truschel was a star for these Pacers. They enter with just 4 winning seasons in the last 10 years. They went 18-12 in 22-23. Truschel, as a sophomore, was their leading scorer that year. They made the Southeast Regional as the number 6 seed. Emily was PBC All-Conference first team. Since that season, where Emily was here with her twin sister Delaney, who's now at West Florida in their women's basketball program with the Argonauts, as Storr takes a 3 from the wing. Jalea Storr's got 2 in a row. She's got 11 points. That's now 4 Nighthawks in double figures. Jalea 3 of 4 from downtown. To finish the story, since the Truschel sisters departed from USC Aiken, Mark Miller and the Pacers are 4-30 in Peach Belt Conference play. 1-17 last year, 3-13 this year, and it's about to be 3-14 as one of his players he recruited to a red, white, and blue uniform a couple years ago has suited up in a blue and white uniform to torch him tonight. 79-45, the Nighthawks lead. At the free throw line is Olivia Ellis, a junior from Claremont, North Carolina. She misses the first one. Foul was called on Carly Fahey. Ellis misses the second as it just rims out. Looked like Cannon with the rebound. Jones the other way, layup no good in fast break. Ellis across half court. Less than 2 minutes to play. 34-point lead for UNG right now. And a foul down low. That's going to go on Jones. 37 is the largest conference win this season for the Nighthawks. That came against USC Beaufort at home just a couple games ago, 91-54. That was when Truschel had a career-high 33 points. Knocked down 6 3-pointers in that game. UNG with a number of 20-plus point wins against conference opponents this year. 7 in total, and this is going to be number 8. 33-point lead, 90 seconds to go. Livy Blackstock, the senior, with it on the left wing to the freshman Jones. Jones drives the lane, stops. Fahey floats on the right wing, gets it, drives the baseline. Blackstock open in the corner for 3. Just rimmed out. Livy nearly dropped it in. That would have been nice to see that one go for Livy. Left wing. Down low it goes to Ariana Ingram. And she makes the hook shot into the lane. Less than a minute to play. Maybe one last offensive possession for UNG, who's going to move to 25-2. It's thrown out of bounds as Storr was trying to find Cannon down low. The last time the Nighthawks were 26-2 before losing their 3rd game of the year was in 2002. That team finished 32-4 and went to the NAIA quarterfinals. With a win on Saturday on Senior Day back in Dahlonega, the Nighthawks can move to 26-2 for the first time since that 2002 season. Blackstock open again for 3. That one's good! Red knocks it down from the top of the key. 82-48 the score. Deep 3, good off the glass. Olivia Ellis made it off the window. Shot clock turned off as this will end as a 31-point victory for North Georgia. Oh, maybe not. A steal for Jaya Nelson, and her layup is good. So it'll be a 29-point win for UNG as Fahey takes it, dribbles out the clock, and the Nighthawks are your Peach Belt Conference outright regular season champions, and North Georgia women's basketball history has been made. The first undefeated season on the road in program history as the Nighthawks dismantle USC Aiken 82-53 on the road here in Aiken, South Carolina. What a win it was. UNG shoots 57% from the floor, 48% from deep. 4 different players score in double figures. Ava McLaughlin with a career-high 17 points. She ties Caroline Martin with a game high. Also, Jalea Storr knocks some threes down late in the game to get it to 11. And Emily Truschel, against her former team, came alive in that fourth quarter. She hit 3 triples. She finishes with 13 points and a team-high 7 rebounds as well. Ansley Hall was sensational as the point guard in this game. 7 points for her, a team-high 6 assists and 3 steals. All 3 of those steals coming in the first quarter for Ansley Hall as the Nighthawks pick up a big win and move to 11-0 on the road this season. Never been done before in program history. Coming up in about 30 minutes, the North Georgia men's basketball team will take on the Pacers of USC-Aiken in a big game that will determine or help determine the seeding for both of these squads, who were big rivals and have been year after year in the Peach Belt Conference, but particularly last season, these 2 teams battled hard against each other. We'll step aside. Make sure to switch your YouTube link over to the men's broadcast on the Nighthawk Sports Network YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us for the women's broadcast here on the road. I am Brendan Shabath. For everyone else at the Nighthawk Sports Network, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you supporting our endeavors on the road tonight here on a Wednesday in Aiken, South Carolina. The Nighthawk women take it 82-53 over the Pacers of USC-Aiken right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.